A viral video of Cooch Behar violence during the fourth phase of polls is now having the BJP and the TMC engage in a bitter blame game and a war of words. Both parties attacking each other on the firing that took place at Sitalkuchi. While the TMC claims it shows CISF opened fire at an unarmed group of voters, the BJP insists that it was an armed mob that attacked the security forces and they opened fire in self-defense.
Angry villagers armed with sticks CISF Jawans opened fire at the mob. This viral video of Cooch Behar violence during Bengal's fourth phase polling has led to a massive blame game, with both the BJP and the Trinamool narrating their own versions of what happened. Sharing this video on Twitter, Trinamool MP Derek O'Brien said, "Big shame, Modi, Shah and Election Commission exposed." The Trinamool MP further alleged that the central forces shot to kill and not to simply stop the mob. Meanwhile, the BJP has taken up the same video and claimed it was locals who incited violence first by charging at the CISF troopers with lathis.
इसी सीतलकुची सीट पर ममता दीदी ने कुछ ही दिन पहले भाषण किया था कि CIFS CAPF वाले आए तो उनको घेर लो, उन पर हमला करो। मैं पूछना चाहता हूं ममता दीदी को, एक शार्प सवाल पूछना चाहता हूं कि क्या आपका वो भाषण वो 4 लोगों के मृत्यु के लिए जिम्मेदार नहीं है क्या?
The claim war has exploded now over the April 10th Cooch Behar firing, which killed 5 people. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee on Wednesday visited the families of the victims and assured them justice.
যারাই দোষী হোক না কেন তাদের শাস্তি আমরা করবই এবং মনে রাখবেন এখন ইলেকশন চলছে, ইলেকশনটা মিটে যাক। আমি নিজে এই কেসে আমাদের রাজ্য সরকারের পক্ষ থেকেও যা যা এনকোয়ারি করার আমরা করব।
The victims' families claimed they had faith in Didi. One of the family members said that they want justice and want bullet against bullet.
আমি তো চাই অমিত শাহ কথা বলুক আমার সাথে, আমি তো এটাই চাই অমিত শাহ কথা বলুক আমাদের সাথে। জগদীশ বর্মন, আমি ছেলের বাবা।
The Sitalkuchi incident has been the bloodiest since the acrimonious elections began in Bengal at the end of March. With 4 more phases to go, the fear is that there could be more violence ahead. With Indrajit Kundu in Cooch Behar, Bureau Report, India Today.
And India Today reports from the highest peak in Bengal to bring you the mood of the voters. So India Today's Mosmi Singh, she travelled on this dirt track in a vintage Land Rover to get you what voters are thinking at Sandakphu. Now this is going to polls on the 17th of April. We get you the pulse from Ground Zero.
Hello everybody, today we are going to take a very symbolic journey to Sandakphu, which is about 31 kilometers. The elections are going on, and even before the results are announced, there's a side that has emerged victorious and triumphed all odds, and that is the voter of West Bengal. So we'll take this drive to Sandakphu, that is the highest peak in West Bengal, almost 11,930 feet high, and we are taking this vintage Land Rover that you see behind me. Along with me, my co-driver would be Mr. Chandan Pradhan, who is actually a...
Welcome, Queen of Hills. Manevan Zhang, Queen of Hills, land of Land Rovers.
Wow! So let's take this drive, which is going to be very exciting. We'll take this drive and we're taking this vintage Land Rover. Mr. Chandan, hop on. about 10 kilometers and reach Tonglu. Now in Tonglu, if you see that there is one house that has some people who live here, and let's go and find out how they are gearing up for the polls. So we've reached a place where women power is at its full. This is Rojna and Dawa. They run this small homestay at Tonglu. And of course, these are all the youngsters. Say hello.
Please utilize your vote, understand the importance of this freedom of vote, and don't hesitate to come forward and make your choices and see what developments we can bring in our society, especially in our community in West Bengal. And to the Nepalese people of this region, please come forward, and especially to the youngsters, come forward and vote. Let's do it for our community.
All right, and let me tell you about Rojna and Dawa. They travel almost 3 hours on foot to cast their vote. They've been doing it several times.
हम वोट डालने में सुबह निकल जाना पड़ेगा और पैदल जाना पड़ेगा. ऐसे ही पैदल जाने में 3 घंटा लगेगा हमारे बूथ पहुंचने में.
We chose our destination but didn't think how tough the journey would be. It turned out that it was one of the most difficult terrains that I have ever traversed. And importantly, it's a vintage Land Rover that could actually pull through this winding road. For once, I thought that we were just going to drop off the cliff. Just think, old is gold, they say. But what about the voters who traverse all the way from the heights and go down to the polling booth facing all these challenges, many times just walking all the while?
हम लोग को ड्राइवर लोग सब एक है, हम लोग वोट डालेंगे क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट ने जो दिया है ये हम लोग लोकतंत्र में हमारा अधिकार है. हम लोग वोट जैसे भी हम लोग वोट डालेंगे.
The India Today team has reached the highest peak in West Bengal, 11,930 feet high. We are at Sandakpur. You can see the view is absolutely mesmerizing. All tourists here, it's a trekker's paradise.
इधर वोट देने के लिए कैसे जाएगा, कहाँ जाएगा? इधर अपने 6 किलोमीटर, 8 किलोमीटर, 10 किलोमीटर के अंदर कुछ नहीं है.
वो जल्दी निकलना पड़ेगा. 3-4 घंटा जर्नी करके वोट केंद्र में जाएगा.
It's the highest you can get in West Bengal. India Today reaches the highest altitude of 11,930 feet in Sandakpur to find out how the voters are beating all odds to cast their vote. With video journalist Pavan Kumar, this is Mosmi Singh getting you this special report only on India Today.
India for the first time has recorded more than 2 lakh new coronavirus cases in a single day. India registered 2,739 cases. 1,038 people unfortunately lost their lives in the past 24 hours. This is the 5th straight day where the country is seeing more than 1.5 lakh new cases, and the 9th straight day where the country is seeing more than 1 lakh cases per day. Incidentally, the United States took 21 days to reach the daily count of 2 lakh cases from 1 lakh per day. India has reached that grim milestone in just 11 days. The unprecedented single-day spike in India has taken the total number of cases of coronavirus positive to 1.4 crore. Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Uttar Pradesh and Karnataka are among the worst hit states. India has been the world's worst hit country since the 2nd of April in terms of daily spike, forcing several states to impose curbs to control the spread of the virus. And the national capital witnessed the highest ever spike with over 17,000 cases in a single day in the national capital, in Delhi. Arvind Kejriwal government has declared a weekend curfew to curb the spike in cases. Essential services have been exempted, but malls, gyms, spas, they will remain shut. India Today's Ankit Tyagi with this report.
आज एलजी साहब के साथ मीटिंग हुई थी और सब ने मिलके ये निर्णय लिए हैं कि वीकेंड के ऊपर कर्फ्यू दिल्ली के अंदर लगाया जाएगा.
Delhi is taking harsh measures to check the COVID wave that is sweeping the national capital. Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has declared a weekend curfew. It begins from 10 p.m. on Friday and will last till 6 a.m. on Monday. Essential services are exempted from the weekend curfew. People are allowed to travel for medical purposes. The Delhi government is also providing curfew passes for weddings. Shopping malls, spas and gymnasiums are being shut indefinitely. The decision has left gym owners worried about their future.
This will impact us hugely because in past we have also suffered from the 6 months lockdown. The thing is, we don't get any support even from government. We have to pay full electricity bills, we have to pay full rent, we have to pay other miscellaneous expenses. So if you are shutting us down, please support us because we will be in a huge trouble.
The Delhi government has promised concessions to the weekly markets. The traders' body has voiced its support to the Aam Aadmi Party government.
दिल्ली के व्यापारी इस कदम को बड़ा सही कदम मानते हैं, लेकिन हमारा ये कहना है कि जिस प्रकार से, जिस तेजी के साथ, जिस बेतहाशा वृद्धि के साथ दिल्ली में कोरोना बढ़ रहा है, जब तक दिल्ली में 7 से 10 दिन का लॉकडाउन नहीं लगाया जाएगा, तब तक ये चेन ब्रेक नहीं होगी. इस चेन को ब्रेक करना बहुत जरूरी है.
While hospitals are overwhelmed by the rise in cases, the Chief Minister claims the situation is well under control.
दिल्ली में हॉस्पिटल बेड्स की कमी नहीं है. अभी लेटेस्ट डेटा के हिसाब से 5,000 से ज़्यादा बेड अभी खाली हैं.
The Delhi government has ordered conversion of some hotels and banquet halls into COVID care centers and linked them to hospitals to increase the number of beds. The Delhi government is imposing weekend curbs to check the spiraling COVID cases, which are closing in on the 20,000 mark. The administration hopes the night and weekend curfews will break the chain and slow down the wave. Bureau Report, India Today.
So in Delhi, Chief Minister says there is no shortage of beds. There are 5,000 beds that are still available. In Mumbai, the pressure on healthcare is visible. There is an acute shortage of oxygen. There's also a shortage of beds. So the Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation has now converted the Jaslok Hospital into a dedicated COVID facility. 250 beds are likely to be freed by Saturday as non-COVID patients are being discharged from hospital. In addition to this, 30 more ICU beds are being added to the Seven Hills Hospital. Another 1,500 beds will be added to the BMC's Nesco Jumbo Center in the next 7 days. The images we are about to show you will shock you. These exclusive visuals of Ugadi celebrations from Kurnool are shocking to say the least. India is recording an unprecedented 2 lakh cases in a single day, but hundreds of devotees, hundreds of people were found throwing COVID norms out of the window. They participated in the Telugu New Year celebrations in Andhra Pradesh with no care for the pandemic. These scary visuals from Kurnool show people thronging the streets to participate in the Ugadi celebrations yesterday. Forget mask, forget social distancing. There isn't an inch of space on the streets as people hurled traditional cow dung cakes at each other as part of the festivities. With the deadly second COVID wave, these celebrations are actually equivalent to playing with one's life. Kurnool has so far reported a total of 63,713 cases.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.